why talking too much at the U.S. border gets you into trouble. Ken Scott, Senior, U.S. Immigration Law Intelligence Analyst with www.usentry-waiver-services.com. All right, guys, I got a story for you today. Today is November 28th, 2025, here at the Surrey office, and it's Surrey, British Columbia, not Surrey, England, like the one wanker that keeps thinking this is England. Um, just the title of this video just astounds me because you guys, and I know on Earth you have many different types of people. I get that. For the life of me, I can't figure out why you guys go down to this US border. I say you guys, you Canadians, 'cause I'm Canadian and US, but why you Canadians go down to this US border and have diarrhea of the mouth? It just astounds me. It really, really does. You guys need to understand, and I hope this message gets through to you crystal clear. These officers at CBP, they are not your friend. They are there to enforce U.S. immigration law and other things, but they are not your friend. They're not your buddy. They'll be chill, be respectful, be polite. They might even joke with you, but they are not there to be on your side. They are there to protect the U.S. border. Now, some guys are more overzealous than others, mind you, some officers. I get that. But when you good Canadians go down to that US border, have diarrhea of the mouth, start talking about stuff that's not even relevant to your file, start going in detail about stuff that's tied into your file, don't be surprised when you yourself talk yourself into being inadmissible, where something the officer didn't even know, would have never found out. But because you can't keep your mouth shut, you just sank your own ship. And when you sank your own ship, it's not gonna just it's gonna basically be the Titanic. You're not gonna be able to raise it. You're done. You're going to be permanently, more than likely, permanently inadmissible. So why do you guys go down to that border and have diarrhea of the mouth? I just don't get it. Why do you guys feel, and one thing, why do you guys feel the need you go into that border to tell these officers I'm a recovering alcoholic, a recovering drug addict? You guys don't understand. You tell that officer that's for them, that's not a badge of honor. They say, oh, really? Oh, well, why are you a recovering addict? Then they're gonna start digging, asking questions. Uh, how much powder did you used to do, or how much fentanyl did you used to do, or et cetera, et cetera. You guys don't get. The more you tell these officers voluntarily, the deeper you've dug your hole. So then when you come in here for U.S. waiver, and then some of you cry when you hear the fees, I say, hey, a lot of this is because you voluntarily told these people that. And sometimes you guys will say stuff like, oh, well, I was a kid, I was scared. That could be true. I mean, to me, a kid is someone 11 years old to me. But yeah, maybe you were younger, maybe you were scared, but that don't matter at DHS, at, CBP. You still voluntarily told these officers stuff that was not in your best interest. And then you wonder why you're deemed inadmissible for doing it. It makes no sense to me. Me, myself, naturally, now, even when I was 5 years old, I knew then to keep my Oh, my she looked like it froze a second there. But even I knew then to keep my mouth shut, not volunteer stuff. I don't volunteer anything to any officer. Now they ask me a question, I will answer it. I'll answer it the way it's asked of me, but I volunteer nothing other than my name. Yeah, this is my name. This is my date of birth. And I might even go as far as say this is my country of birth. And yeah, I'm going to declare what I have in my bag. That's fine. No. But why do you guys volunteer that stuff? They're not going to, the more you volunteer, you're not helping yourself, you're only digging your hole deeper. You guys don't understand under the US Immigration Code, in simple terms, they go by for inadmissibility, let's say for criminality, they go by whatever relevant convictions you have, okay, and what you voluntarily admit to. So if you got charged with robbing the BMO, Bank of Montreal in Abbey in Abbotsford, and it got dismissed, it got dropped because the police did an illegal search in your car, that's great. You beat it here in Canada. Great. You go down to the US border, and then I'm the officer and I'm asking you questions, let's just say, and you say, yes, I did rob the bank. So I say, well, Mr. Jones, I see here you were charged with robbery. What happened? Oh, well, it was the BMO down in Abbey back in 2010. What happened in 2010? Well, I was out hanging out with some friends, whatever, and they said, let's go here. I said, oh, okay. Well, when you say let's go here, meaning what? Do they want to just like go there to like what? Buy some ice cream? Or say, no, no, do you know they want to go rob the bank? Oh, they want to go rob it. Okay. So, but you went along with them. Well, yeah, they wanted me to drive the car. Okay. But you didn't actually go in there and do any robbing. No, man, no, I'm not that dumb. I said, no, I hear you, I hear you. Well, what did you do then? Man, dude, I just sat out in the car. I stayed in the car while they went in there and did the robbery. Oh, but you knew what they were doing. You knew they were robbing, right? Well, yeah, but I didn't want to go in there. So no, no, I hear you, I hear you. So what happened afterwards? Oh man, they came running outside. They jumped in the car and then we took off. But you're the driver. Yeah, so you took off. They were the passengers. Yeah, okay. So you knew they were going to go rob. So I'm just trying to recap so I can write this up and get you out the door. It's okay. So you knew they were going to go do a robbery. You were the driver. They went in there and did the actual robbery. You came out. Well, they came out, got in the car. You took off. Then you guys, then what happened? Oh, then we went back to Maple Ridge, let's just say, and we just went our separate ways. Okay, well, how much money you guys get? Man, we only got like 3K. Okay, so what? Each guy got what, 1K a piece? Yeah, okay. I'm the officer. I just got you to admit that you were part of an armed robbery, even though you were in the car and even though the case was dropped, because you voluntarily just told me the details, incriminating yourself. You guys did it. And why is it you guys don't understand that? So it's how the immigration code is written. What are relevant convictions, what you voluntarily admit to. So you guys start going down to the border, having diarrhea of the mouth, start admitting to stuff. Who are you going to blame? Different scenario. Now, you're the officer. You're asking me. Now, I'm not telling you guys to do this. This is just my natural personality. You're the officer. You're asking me. So, Mr. Scott, what happened? What do you mean? What happened? Well, what happened with this a robbery you involved in? I said, sir, why do you say I'm involved with a robbery? Were you in charge? Just because I'm charged doesn't mean I'm involved with it. Oh yeah, well, yeah, I get that, but you must have had some involvement. I don't even know what you're even talking about, sir. What year was that again? 2010. Yeah, I think I was charged with it, but it was dismissed. What happened? So you know what? That was like so long ago. I mean, a lot of it I kind of blocked out of my memory. I'm really, really sorry about that. It was a really traumatic period in my life. He said, "Oh well, if it's traumatic, then something must have happened." Well, sir, you can have people can experience trauma in different ways. Like some people can feel trauma just from going outside and meeting strangers. That could feel traumatic to them. So trauma is it's a personal perception. You say, okay, what happened? Like I said, that was so long ago. It was traumatic. I got to try to dig up the details. Maybe I can go back to court and talk to the judge or whatever. At this particular point in time, I don't remember the full details. From what I remember, sir, I think I was charged and went to court and was dropped because my involvement was none. Oh, and unfortunately, sir, the files are destroyed um, before, so there's nothing available in the court. So that's the best, all I can remember. Now, how are you going to poke a hole in that? You tell me. You can't. And again, I'm not telling you guys to do that. I'm not telling you that at all. But you see how I handled it. I admitted to nothing. Nothing. Because the thing is, if it's dropped, if it's dismissed, if it's acquitted, it's a moot point. If you're not convicted, you must have been innocent. So if you're innocent, why are you going to elaborate on a topic where you're innocent? Food for thought. Anyway, Ken Scott, Senior, U.S. Immigration Law Intelligence Analyst with triple W, USEntryWaiverServices.com. And that's 888-908-3841 or 604-562-8140. Remember, guys, now I'm not telling you or giving you any kind of advice to use at that border or that port of entry, but I'm telling you that whatever you voluntarily admit to is used against you. And guys, a lot of times, they probably won't like me saying this at DHS, but a lot of times their databases are flawed or they don't have a lot of complete info. So they depend upon you to provide it. And then once you provide it, it's used against you. So Again, I'm not telling you what to say or do. I'm just telling you how the system is set up, or what I should say, I'm telling you a portion of how it's set up. I'm not going to give you guys the full meal deal because then they really wouldn't like it. So, and I have to give them their pound of flesh too. I have to give them theirs. Again, Ken Scott, I'm out. Have a great day.